thing. I think Deion Sanders likes to play man-to-man, but it was interesting on that play. The Falcons went triple to the right side, and Deion Sanders and Merton Hanks stayed back here and doubled Andre Rison on this side.
That's unusual.
Well, they have a lot of respect for Andre Rison because they usually don't give Deion Sanders a lot of help, but that time they had both Sanders and Hanks on Rison. And they're bringing, again, they brought Merton Hanks to the same side to help Deion Sanders on Rison, and that's forcing the Falcons to read that they have to throw to the right and keep the ball away from Rison, and that's been done by coverage. Remember the last time that San Francisco and Atlanta played, they had that fight between Deion Sanders and Andre Rison. Deion explained it to us. This was 2 plays before the fight. He said he went to jam him. He got him up under the throat. He said he apologized. This is the second play. He thought it was all over. Now here's the third play. Rison comes, fires out at him. Deion starts pumping him with the left. They both get fined $7,500. They said that's not going to happen in this game now.
The Gladiators. Greg Hayward.
The Gladiators?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. But Deion said he thought it was all over. Now Deion Sanders is staying over here on the right defensive side.
Rison's coming out with him.
And Andre Rison has so far come out here to his side every time.
George out of the shotgun now. Greg Hayward behind Jeff George. George wings it out in the direction of Andre Rison. Deion Sanders right with him.
You know what they call this? They call this a fade stop. A fade is just a quick up, and then if you start up and you stop, you see you start up and he's going to throw it short right there. He said, Jeff George was saying that's the one thing that they think they can get on Deion Sanders is that fade stop. They didn't get it. You know, here if we talk about a stop fade, you just go like you're going to go on a fade or a quick up, and then you stop. You see, he gets his right arm up and tries to push Deion, and on a stop fade, you throw the ball short. The quarterback throws the ball purposely.
On purpose. First down, Atlanta at their own 29.
You know, the Falcons said that Andre Rison was going to line up the right sometime. You can see so far he hasn't lined up to the right at all. Every time he's lined up to the left, he's only been thrown to one time, and he has no catches. So Andre Rison so far hasn't been a part of this game. You know, now part of it is Deion Sanders taking him away. The other part is they have been zoning to Andre Rison and doubling Rison in some cases. It out, but he hasn't been very effective.
He only got a couple of yards with that completion. Here is George for Andre Rison, covered by Deion Sanders.
Yep, that's the matchup, and they're not fighting, they're not doing much talking, they're not doing much anything. Here you just see it. This is just man-to-man out here. Andre Rison is trying to run that fade. Deion Sanders gets that bump in there, then gets that left arm inside. Now, what that left arm does, that brings you up the field with him and brings you right into where he has to catch the pass. That's great technique.
3rd and 8.
And as we said earlier, Rison has yet to catch a pass. But the Falcons just haven't had those drives going where they've been able to take the ball and drive it down the field and have a lot of guys do a lot of things.
1st and 10, Atlanta. Jeff George changing things around.
Okay, now here's what the other side looks like. Here's Andre Rison up here on top. See, they have 3 wide receivers on this side right here. So they're trying to get the 49er defense to react to the 3 wide receivers. Surprising to me is that they haven't gotten the ball yet to Andre Rison. You know, I mean, that was, you know, and part of it, again, is Deion Sanders. Part of it is the 49er scheme because they started doubling Andre Rison, and part of it, I think, is Atlanta, that it's also your responsibility. You got to get to the guy, the ball to the guy.
1st down. There's Rison. He gets almost a 1st down, if not.
And he has to be frustrated. I mean, you can just tell by the body language. One, being down 34-14 will frustrate you. And two, not catching a ball when you're a wide receiver. That'll kind of double frustrate you. So you got about 3 or 4 things going there for old number 80.
He did get the first down.
The 49ers took Deion Sanders out a couple plays ago, and they have Tyrone Drakeford in there.
Offense, number 65.